In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the British Airways A321 product from London Heathrow's International Airport all the way to Cologne in Germany. I'll run you through the airport's check-in procedure, in-flight products, what you can expect, and whether British Airways really lives up to its self-proclaimed hype, be a better world. Okay, maybe I'm still trying to wrap my head around that one, but still, come flight BA998 to Germany with me. But before we get on with the video, let me welcome you back everybody. My name is Nilesh and I'm the content creator for Nilsky. The purpose of this channel is to provide you with unbiased airline reviews and a comprehensive understanding of how you can expect to travel today. I'm an Australian content creator who's currently based in Tasmania, and if you'd like to support my work, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's absolutely free of charge. Thank you for joining me. Let's all have ourselves a great flight to Cologne. Welcome everybody to Heathrow International Airport, the second busiest airport in the world and the home of British Airways. The check-in experience today kicks off at Terminal 3. There are no in-person check-in counters for economy class. Everything is automated unless you either fly business class or require very specific assistance. I was directed down the line by two agents who stood at the entrance of the BA section. They seemed so involved in their personal conversation that it took several attempts of me trying to get their attention when my bag tags weren't printing. Now, another really interesting thing about Heathrow Airport is they don't have passport control on your departure. Don't ask me how this works, I myself am not entirely too sure. BA checked my passport right before I got into the check-in line and then once again before I boarded my flight, but besides that, there wasn't any formal passport control. However, security this morning was a quick and friendly affair. Before I knew it, I was at the airside. Now, British Airways operates two daily flights between London and Cologne, and both of these flights are operated by the Airbus A321. The airside of Terminal 3 itself doesn't have much going on. In fact, it is predominantly the US-bound flights departing and arriving at this time. The aircraft taking us to Cologne this afternoon is Gamma-Echo Uniform Yankee Oscar 11.5-year-old bird sitting 180 passengers split across a 3-3 configuration. Now, British Airways boasts a legacy of high-altitude ambition and occasional turbulence. It traces its roots to 1919 when Aircraft Transport and Travel Limited launched the first daily international scheduled flight, an effort less glamorous than it sounds given the lone passenger shared cargo space with Devonshire Cream and Jam in the mid-20th century. But government-mandated mergers gave birth to British Airways in 1974 by uniting British Overseas Airways Corporation and British European Airways. Now, this created one of the largest route networks in the world, but not without a headache-inducing clash of management styles. The airline soon leaned into its lofty ambitions by operating a Concorde in 1976, a glamorous but costly supersonic service nicknamed the White Elephant by its critiques. Now privatized in 1987, British Airways styled itself as the world's favorite airline, complete with big-budget marketing campaigns and the iconic Flower Duet soundtrack. Meanwhile, its rivalry with Richard Branson's Virgin Atlantic brought as much drama as a mid-air soap opera with accusations of dirty tricks and cheeky rebuttals. The 1990s saw the airline face low-cost competitors and brand experiments that occasionally backfired. Fast forward to the early 2000s, British Airways retired the Concorde and expanded its fleet to include modern workhorses like the Boeing 787 Dreamliner. By 2011, the airline merged into the International Airlines Group, solidifying its place as a global heavyweight. Now, British Airways has chosen the A321neo to be its aircraft choice to Cologne. These planes are largely deployed across Europe to meet BA's short to medium haul network. On board the British Airways A320, you can expect to see their planes divided into Club Europe and Euro Traveller. Now, Club Europe is what the rest of the world refers to as business class, but when you board these planes, you'd realize that business class is a strong word for what they have going on here. In this part of the world, business class simply means they block off the middle seat and allow for more room. So, for instance, the fourth row of this plane will have B and E blocked off. In fact, this is not the case for just British Airways, but for a lot of European airlines. And in retrospect, the only thing that I realized while I was traveling through Europe is that I owe every single Australian airline an apology, so Jetstar, Virgin and Qantas, I'm truly sorry.
Hello. Joining me up on the flight deck is First Officer Andrew Brummel, and in the cabin we've got a lovely team of four. They're led this afternoon by Joanna Harrison Bonner, and they're going to be doing their very best to make this 1-hour flight as comfortable and enjoyable as possible. They're principally on board, of course, for your safety and security. Andrew's just speaking to air traffic now. We'll hopefully get away just a minute or two ahead of schedule. During the climb out from Heathrow, weather conditions to greet us in Cologne are very pleasant indeed. I'll speak to you later on in the flight, just with an updated arrival time, and then I'm going to hand you back now to Joanna and the rest of the team in the cabin.
Make adjusting the back and securing.
The British Airways Euro Traveller Experience is the name given to the British Airways short-haul product. What amazed me, okay, well, not amazed me per se, but what I found interesting is that they gave us complimentary snacks on our flight today. Now typically these flights are coupled with what is called the High Life Cafe. This is the name that's given to BA's onboard menu. Selection is decent, nothing too extravagant, but decently priced. Now the cabin staff today have been nothing but lovely. They also helped me switch to a window seat and convince the guy occupying B to move over one spot so we could have more space. A couple of other things also stuck out to me. While they were clearing the cabin for landing, the flight attendant told the passenger not to throw the magazine away but instead to leave it in the seat pocket, because if not it would quote unquote never see a recycling bin. Also during the disembarkation they would say tschüss or auf Wiedersehen to all the passengers as they got off. With the flight to Cologne clocking in at 59 minutes, it's no surprise that as soon as the cabin crew roll out with the High Life Cafe service, it's already time for the pilot to brief us on our arrival into Cologne. Keep watching till the end of this video to find out how British Airways scored and what I think about their onboard product. And in the meantime, if you'd like to know more about my channel, my honest and unbiased airline reviews, head down to the description. Any and all information that is relevant to the flight, including how much I paid for it and the details of the talented artists whose soundtracks I use, are all available for you. And while you're down there sussing those deets out, feel free to subscribe to me as it's absolutely free of charge and takes 0.2 seconds of your time. I also encourage you to follow me on TikTok and Instagram for pictures and reels of my travels. Each flight is based off these 5 essential criteria, and if you'd like to know how BA scored, keep watching till the end of this video. I'll revert to you upon touchdown. So where did British Airways do well today? Firstly, the cabin crew was so lovely and polite from the very early onset of the flight, and the gate agents were also quite friendly. The aircraft was in a good condition, and also the A321neo is a fuel-efficient plane. Also, the provision of a complimentary snack is not something that I was expecting, and I liked the fact that they offered it. On the flip end of the spectrum, I was put off by the fact that there was not a single in-person check-in desk at London Heathrow's International Airport, and the two blokes standing by the line were happy to have a personal chat rather than attend to passengers. In conclusion, the experience hasn't been life-changing by any means and a far cry from the best full-service carrier experience on a short-haul hop, but this is what Europeans are used to, and I guess in that sense the product is functional. Here is the final score for today's flight. Thank you all for watching, it truly means a lot to me. Stay safe and I'll see you in another trip report. Bye bye.